Welcome to the Inspiring You Show. If we haven't met, I'm Henry. So, we're going to be doing the mini energy update for July 17th through the 24th. I know I'm a little bit early on this, but y'all, last week, whoo, that beginning of last week was intense for me and many of my clients. And there is just a lot clearing. And then going into this week, there might be still some emotional chaos clearing, if you will. So I just really want to encourage everybody to use your tools. So let's talk about it. So during this period of July 17th through the 24th, there is a shift towards taking inspiring action, although it's important to remain mindful of any unresolved inner work that could challenge your progress. So, my friends, conversations might become confrontational if not approached with love and care, with compassion, with mindfulness. And you may feel compelled to assert yourself in certain ways that may challenge others' comfort zones. So, with that, my friends, please use your tools. Stay grounded, attentive, maintaining kindness, loving kindness, compassion, consideration for yourself, as well as for how others may respond to your newfound assertiveness. And with that, my friends, look for opportunities to support yourself as well as others in regard to stepping into their own empowered creator, their own power. So, with that, my friends, it's all about learning how to utilize discernment to set healthy boundaries, for yourself with others using mindfulness, communication, loving kindness, compassion, and letting yourself use the tools to support. Also, you want to really direct this energy towards constructive mindfulness dialogues, idea sharing, completing tasks with the appropriate support. Because remember, my friends, one of the energy themes of this month is about support. So, how are you receiving support? How are you possibly denying support? Are you rejecting support? Or also, with that, you can look at your relationship with giving and receiving. Are you in balance with giving and receiving? And then you can look at how does that relate to you receiving support? Are you are you wanting others to hear you, but possibly not hear others? When others are sharing with you what they need, are you willing to listen? Are you letting them be heard, or are you only wanting to be heard? And I know, my friends, that can feel really uncomfortable when maybe you realize, wait a minute, there's an imbalance in a few of my relationships where, wow, I'm always wanting to be heard, but I'm not actually taking the time to hear them. And oh, huh, I need to rebalance my relationship with giving and receiving and support, where yes, I'd like to receive support, but also, in a beneficial, healthy way, give support as well. So that way I'm in a healthy balance with it, as well as with my relationships. Because remember, my friends, we're here to share this space with one another. And, occasionally, yes, when we're going through something difficult where maybe a loved one has passed on, or maybe some sort of, if there's a job loss, or I know several people who have going through actually job loss, as well as a loved one has passed on, as well as some other challenges in their lives. And I have numerous like clients in my life going through this, as well as some personal friends that are moving through this as well. And so it's like you have to then look at, what do these people need extra support this time, and are you okay with possibly giving them some extra support as they're moving through the space, which means then maybe not, maybe if you are taking up, I don't know, a certain amount of percentage in the support, you just balance the scales a little bit more towards them. And then, once they're through that experience, the scales can be rebalanced and reharmonized because sometimes we just need to hold space, sacred space with love and kindness and mindfulness with one another as we are moving through things. That being said, though, if you are in a pattern where you are always wanting everybody to be on call for you 24/7, always wanting to be heard, always wanting always wanting support, but yet not willing to allow yourself to give others support by hearing, when they're setting healthy boundaries, you have to look at like, wait a minute, am I possibly in an imbalance? Am I taking up too much space that is actually creating myself to go kind of into a lack space? Because what can happen with giving and receiving, if you are overtaking, if you're taking too much, and this might feel uncomfortable to some, but I mean this in a loving kindness, compassionate way with mindfulness. If you are overtaking where you're not giving to others and you are just overtaking, taking, then that could create greed, which then in a hoarding situation, which then can create lack. And in that lack could also be, fear, anxiety, not having enough, where you're trying to hoard resources and holding these resources hostage and not in a space of generosity, which then can cause, there can, in terms of your energy field, there can be tears in your energy field. There could also, just from the imbalances, you could be going down to lower vibrational frequencies. So, with that, as challenging it can may be, you just want to look at where you are in this relationship with giving, receiving, and support as well. And I know for me, whoo, let me tell you, my friends, last week, game on in terms of, doing the self work in terms of reflection and seeing where I am. And there was some moments where, sometimes when you're learning, growing, and evolving, you can have those amazing aha moments. And sometimes it's like, ooh, this feels slightly uncomfortable. I was in that slightly uncomfortable stage earlier in the week. And then I did a couple dosing energy healing sessions and really felt hugely shifted. And then once I was through, it was really amazing because I came through it and y'all, it just, I don't know. It's like you walk out and you're seeing the world differently in terms of how bright and light and how amazing you can feel in terms of the love, the gratitude for this experience. And I then had an opportunity that came in out of the blue as I was coming to completion with things. One door closes, another door opens. One chapter ends and another chapter begins. An opportunity came out of the blue to go on to this show that is called Namaste Today. It is on YouTube. It is a live stream show at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where the host, Christopher, he is an astrologist and he goes through all things astrology for the next week. And just a really amazing show. The first part is all about astrology. And then the second part, he does Astro Mingle, where he has a person on. And I was invited to come on for the second part. It was just an amazing experience. Christopher, just a lovely host and just an incredible, amazing conversation. And his community is just so wonderful. I still feel the joy glow up from that. And it just feels so good. And so, with that, that's kind of how it is, right? Where we're humaning and learning, growing, and evolving, my friends. So, with that, make sure to use your tools. And then also on July 21st is the full moon in Capricorn, which occurs on Sunday, July 21st, known as the buck moon. And the buck moon is also the nickname for this full moon in July. And it's considered a powerful time for increased determination and self awareness. As a reminder, this full moon is a lunar phase that occurs when the sun and the moon are opposite one another in the sky. Full moons can also be known for a time of heightened emotions, intuition, and spiritual energy. And that is also one of the reasons why I wanted to bring that in to earlier this week to talk about that and to remind you to use your tools. I'll be doing a full moon energy update as well as a meditation for that. So that's it for now, friends. Much, much love, light, and Reiki blessings, everyone.